Hey, I told y'all I'll be back, and I was. Anyway, anywho, how y'all doing? I am doing wonderful. It is Wednesday, and AKA sale week day, first day of sale week. So basically, when I got all my shebang done at work, um, I basically started looking at my sale paper and Publix didn't look like they had anything. Harris Teeter, yeah, they might be getting something good. Harris Teeter might be doing something good this week. And we'll see. Food Lion, Carly C's. Carly C's, I really don't shop there per se, but they do have sometimes they have like soft drinks that's like on sale. So they used to have buy two, get three free. And then one day they upped the prices. Like it used to be like $5, and you basically paying. So you buy two sodas for like $5, and you're basically spending about $2 a soda, a case of soda. So that was a win deal. Now it's like $10, and you paying $20 for. You're paying actually paying $40. Was it 20? Yeah, you're paying $20 for five. So that's really not a great deal. But back in the day, it used to be a good deal. But now it's like, we can drink water. No, I'm just kidding. But sometimes they have to be like that. Like, we get juice or sweet, sweet tea or something like that. But and I do like having that variety in the household for my kids. And I also teach them what's important when they drink. You know what I'm saying? Like if you drinking all soda, you unfortunately be thirsty, and you're gonna drink all your sodas, and you won't have a soda when you want to enjoy a drink. So my son learned. He learned real quick to moderate his sodas now. So that's a good thing. So some people might still say, "Oh, you don't give kids soda," but to each his own. We had a soda pop when I was a kid, and it didn't bother us. You know what I'm saying? Um, it was just moderation. You get what I'm saying? Like we didn't have soda pop with every meal, but we had soda pop definitely on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So that's what my biggest thing. I'm sorry. I'm trying to teach my son is moderation, and when you know what you need. Your body don't need a soda, and definitely when it's hot. You know, weirdo. So anyway, we're gonna go into my video. Hobosexual season is here. Um, I had to do a little real life digging. So I showed, well, necessarily not Zanaya, not Z, not her, but I showed the video of Sky and her husband talking about sleeping out in the car, and they just got married. And he said, but Sky said he had a house when he moved in. And he said that man didn't have no house. He had nowhere to go. He still have nowhere to go. So he'd rather be laid up with any woman at this point. Now he did see Sky's house. He did see how she lived. Because you have to show him that. And he already knew that that man is miserable. So when we looking at the homosexual videos, when these women bring up a man unto these, they know what they're doing. Sky is comfortable with homosexuals in her life. Z is comfortable with homosexuals in her life. It is not temporary. The butterfly stages, they're okay with that. They're okay with that feel good. And then they're okay with getting another feel good with another person. So I really feel like homosexual season is for everybody. Well, not everybody that don't participate, but the ones that participate. I had a I had a guy, and I think I told y'all this story. And I was so mad with my friend. I was infuriated with her. You know how you pass a guy, or you like, but I do have a friend that might can jig with. So he was a homosexual too. He wasn't my type. And I'm gonna tell you, there's a couple of things that turn me off. One is you need to smoke. If I can smell, that um, the other cigarette on you, I'm turned off. And not tobacco. I'm talking about the other stuff. Oh, you're not 420 friendly? No, I'm grown. The hell I look like getting high for kicks and giggles. And then on top of that, he told me he was in between jobs. That should have been like, ding, but mentally, you know what your friend kind of like. She likes those guys that are in between jobs. So when she was talking to me about it, he was definitely homosexual. But she let him come over her house and he scoped and he slept on the couch. They stopped really having, intercourse. He was comfortable in the house. He was comfortable on the couch. He just needed a place to crash. And I low key think she likes those type of guys. She likes those guys that, he can cook. He picks up. He tends to the children. He's like the sex nanny, low key. And and I'm going to go back and forth. When Z went and said, "Oh, TJ was just cutting up and he laid on him," she was excited about that. That's your kid. You should be able to manage your child. I'm sorry. There shouldn't be no man that comes in no woman's house that can handle their children better than that prime that primary parent. Now I understand he don't have his father because his father passed away, but still, you should be able to tame your child. Nobody shouldn't come in with what I like to call nice dust until he no longer have that dust. He turns to a monster. Now, Z, her hobo did come in with a truck. Something that, she needs to pick up some big stuff items. He has a truck. Or if that's even his truck. And I want to say something to Z as well. Z, why are you gushing over Panseer? Oh, he was doing something to. He makes the best steak and the fish, and he pans it. Why you don't know that? Why you don't know how to do that? But you know how to bring a man in your house, but you don't know how to pan sear? Make that make sense. I'm just curious. The women be like, so dumb. Like, go to a different restaurant. At this point, go to like the library or go to like community colleges and take cooking classes. If y'all women want to be homosexual relationships, learn how to not to be impressed by the dumb shit that men can bring to your table. That is crazy to me. I knew what pan-sear work was and how to do the process when I was in high school. And granted, my stepfather was a cook in the military. So I learned how to do a little something, but not his cooking skills, y'all. I just learned how to do a little something. But it amazed me, like, how you a mother, you don't know what pan-sear is? Why is a man coming in your house and your kitchen using your stove, walking in your refrigerator, opening your cabinets, cooking better than you do? It's crazy to see how, gosh, and Sky the same way. Why did that man have to call his mama up about making macaroni and cheese and you got 6 kids? I'm sorry, I enjoy sex like the next person beside me. But at the end of the day, I know how to make a pot of, I know how to make a stove macaroni and cheese without the box, and I know how to make a baked macaroni and cheese without all those damn eggs. But I don't even use eggs. But y'all gosh over, what is it? Gush, gooey eye over the small things. Now, I need y'all ladies to understand the difference between being lonely and bored. Because when you're bored, you can pick up hobosexuals like that. When you're lonely, you're going to learn how to use who you got around you to lift you up. See, Sky, when you know you was about to hit rock bottom with your, what's that called? With your eviction, you should have tried to use your mother, your aunt, um, your community. You should already been in some type of church, y'all. I'm not trying to be forcing religion on people, but you come on here and talk about, yeah, some churches don't want you to help because you're not in the congregation. Well, girl, you already knew that. Dude, I ain't gonna lie to you. You already know churches don't just give out hundreds and hundreds of dollars to people that is not in their congregation. Unless you go to certain, Catholics and certain churches like that. Yeah, they probably have a funding. Like if you have a North Carolina, we have a Manna Church here in Fayetteville, and they help the community. So they have like little, like different areas. Like they got like a headquarters like downtown. They got a headquarters in Hope Mills, and they might have budgets that can help people with their lives, like Salvation Army. Or they might have other resources. They have food. I think you can be on a program where they drop off food to your house until you get on your feet. Small things like that. But yeah, but it's amazing that y'all women, y'all have everything together, and y'all will allow some dingaling to come in and destroy your peace. See, Z, I get it, but it makes me wonder, do you even love half the men you have babies with? Because y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you, I wasn't a perfect relationship picker, a baby daddy picker. I wasn't the best. But I must say, I gave myself multiple years before I even thought about being serious with another man. I think my earliest state was probably about, my son was 18 months old. My middle child was 18 months old. That's when I met my 10-year itch. And after my last baby, I went back to my 10-year itch. so, so with that being said, I was more, I had more passion towards every relationship I dealt with, even if it wasn't sexual or if it wasn't, um, and it didn't last. There was a part of me that I could not open myself up sexually to another man after a baby. Now, is Z the same as me? Somewhat, she's similar. I was never a teen mom, but I remember going out, finding my way in life to provide for my child. So she's very relatable to me, and I can relate to her in a very mature way. Because, y'all, I saw this girl go to school, go to work, and take care of her baby girl. She, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if she had food stamps or not. Then I saw her pregnant with her after high school. She was pregnant with her second son. And then her second son was about 2, maybe 3 years old. I think he was about 2 when she had the other baby. So she likes to feel good at a certain time. And I'm gonna tell you this one time, Z, if there's any type of trauma you are dealing with that make you feel like I need a man in my house, I need this, guess what? You're passing along trauma to your kids. Because I'm sorry to tell you, that man you got in that house, I think you was waxing him downstairs, and your son was, I, I, he could see, and that man was laying there comfortable as hell. Now, like I said, I think you was because when you pulled it up, it looked like pubic hair. And I was like, man, that's not, that might can be legs from a man, but that definitely gave me pubic hair. Okay, I know the difference. And that man lay there knowing that your child can see what was going on, and he was comfortable as hell. You're putting your childhood trauma low key, you're gonna have your children maybe having childhood trauma. And it is shown that your mom most likely have multiple baby daddies because they said that she had like 10 kids. I don't know if it was the same, because I think you even said my brothers and sisters have different dads. But for me to see my mom bringing different men to the house, it would do something to me personally, and I wouldn't think that was straight, and I still don't think it's cool. People that don't have kids will say, when I tell them I date outside my home, that means a man will never walk in my house. He would never hunch me in my bedroom. He would never be able to open my kids' refrigerator door because that is their peace. Y'all get what I'm saying? And if I get married, and that'll be our peace. And we'll learn how to set each other's boundaries and understand each other. But when you are a mother, you should never allow men to come in and be invading your children's boundaries. And I give that family kudos for taking your kids on a Thursday. You got time on a Thursday to do this man's hair. You got time on a Thursday to go and just wild out and just chill. Kudos to you. Oh, they with their dad. Kudos. Because when you was giving that man a wax, and like I said, I could be wrong, but when you gave him a wax, it looked like it was from the pubic area. And your son was like, you wanna get it done next? And he was just laying there as it's normal. No man, none whatsoever, should be comfortable in that state. No man. Sky, I'm gonna tell you what my friend told me. No man is comfortable, none, besides a bum, is comfortable with watching a woman struggle with her kid. And he's supposed to love her. Your man is comfortable. When you see him, he's comfortable with just cooking at your mama's house, knowing that he's not welcome to sleep in there. But he is comfortable with fixing, he gotta be on eggshells because he has no place to go. Women, like that lady says, choose wisely. And you're not missing out on anything that doesn't have his own. Now, again, I'm not saying that Z's situation is he living there. I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you something. A man ain't going to be smoking in my house. Just saying. And the way that and I'm being honest, this is just me. I'm just being honest, and then I have to go. The way that she was laughing and giggling and even with Sky, I wish I'd do that with y'all children. I wish your children can experience. Now, Z, we saw you have a breakdown. You know how many moms we have a breakdown and we come back and we might flip out on the children, but we come back and apologize. We cook something, and then we will realize the beauty of our kids. See, you seem like the type, these definitely starting to seem like the jazzy type, that you'll have these kids and then you have a nervous breakdown. You're always going to have something. But when you have a man in your face, oh, I'm happy. I'm this. I'm off my rockers. Oh, I'm better. Some women really need to enjoy themselves. So you don't get choked up when a man says, I can pan sear that fish for you. Or I can waste your food stamps. Girl, this is the ingredients. Let me waste your food stamps. That's amazing. But it's homosexual season. And if it's not just homosexual season, it's they're looking for him. Jazz right now doesn't mind if she get a homosexual. Long as he's consistent and he can be there. And that means in her bed. She needs, and whatever man is dealing with it, I'm gonna be honest. Nothing is sexier than a man telling you he's busy and you know he's busy. Nothing sexy. Sexy as hell. You got a job and you say you busy? Now he busy with what he can do. But he say, you call him because you're bored, right? And he's like, baby, I'm busy. I call you right back. Y'all ever get that effect? And he does call you back, right? But he busy doing something. These women they was happy that the man answered their phone call and talked to him for 4 hours. They was happy that he could just drop by and see them and whatever mess. Z, I need you to get up and clean up your house. Now her house don't look bad, but y'all remember she stayed on it. But now you can tell when women they have it. So I'm about to go. I do believe that everybody should be able to find love, but not in a seasonal standpoint. Not in a they need something. Cause y'all, I don't know if y'all know, Z came up. When she bought her own car, she came up. When she bought her washer and dryer for tax season, she came up. And that's y'all not understanding. That might look small to y'all. But to somebody that had to share everything, but had to basically get kicked out of mama's house. We saw this girl living at her mama's house, and then living with somebody, and then it didn't work out. She packed her bags up and moved, and she started. We saw her in that apartment, and then we saw her moving in that house. And y'all, remind yourself, she was still in that apartment when she was pregnant with the last baby, because the boy was actually helping her clean up that night for inspection. So she just got in that house. And when a man knows that you pay all the bills, he knows that, most likely that little boy probably got like some SSI check for his father. And then on top of that, she does YouTube. And I also hope that, hey, Mystery, I also hope that he's not over there scaring the shit out of you. That's usually why you have to hurry up and put him on camera. Because that's all it takes, y'all. Because sometimes some people are a little bit smarter. Y'all never really seen her men interact with her, Z wives, on social media. I just thought it was odd. Definitely, people probably thought she was pregnant. And y'all, don't really care if she's pregnant. At this point, who am I to say what you need and what you don't need? If you like, jig juice all up in you, that's on you. When you get a certain age and you had enough kids, and even if you've been married, I don't want that junk in me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Some women, they feel like that's the passage of love. And that if you feel like him jigging in you is their passage of love, you really need to go seek help. I don't care who you go. Go to the neighborhood crackhead, go to the pastor, I don't care. Go seek help. Because you're going to think a lot of men from now until the time you realize, hey, I don't have to keep on having sex to verify my love, or I don't have to keep on having sex to justify who I am with somebody. You're going to spend a lot of years. And sometimes, and I heard somebody say this, and it's probably never too much to say. Sometimes some of us should be just blessed that we had a positive test than a positive HIV test. Because right now, you and so many women can say, I knew him for years. Girl, if you knew him for years, you wouldn't have your second baby daddy. You knew him for years, you probably wouldn't have your second child with your first baby daddy. You knew him for some years. Now, listen to what I'm saying. You knew him for some years. There's some things that you would not have done if you was attracted to him at that time. Am I clear? Am I right? Because women, if we're like, oh shit, we notice that we have a crush on somebody, we typically avoid men that's lesser than that guy. And every man that smiles in your face is not your love of your life. There's monsters. And I say that about Sky. I don't think a man is in his right mind, being 30 some years old, comfortable staying in a one or two bed hotel with six kids that doesn't belong to him. A man should never feel comfortable with laying in a bedroom that her house is nasty. Because hell, Sky is your last option. And I'm sorry. He should have went back home to his mama. So what, his mom was fussing at him about, turning off the lights and turning down his music and clean up and, maybe. But it's better than anything. Because God gave you anything. She knew she was nasty and she kept it moving. Normally we women, when we're nasty, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like we pull our bras off at the door and they still be hanging up on the doorknob and or behind the sofa, and our clothes is probably still like by the door because we pull the pants off right at the door. I know I'm not the only one, okay, but we least tidy up before we know we about to, we're gonna have visitors or something. We tidy up. That's what we do. But skies is nasty. But I talk to y'all beautiful people later, and y'all have a wonderful evening because I gotta go pick up my little children. All right, bye bye.